Hey guys, what's up? In this video, what we are going to do is building a dashboard or admin panel using React, Material UI, and JavaScript from scratch. I'm going to explain everything to you. As you can see, this is the project that we built. If you are a YouTuber, you definitely know this is the template. It's very similar to what you can see in YouTube Studio. You can see we have several cards. We can have an analytics section, and it is the same that we implemented, and even we made it better because this one is not responsive, but the one that we are going to build in this video is fully responsive, and you can have different tabs, different pages, analytics, different charts. You can see real-time analytics, list of top performing videos, and even customization section. You can close your SIDENAV. It's responsive. Let me show you. For example, if I make the screen smaller, you will see now we have two cards, even smaller. The menu is going to be like this, and even it's gonna work in this very small size, and everything is on their place and working as expected. But if I want to show you how does it work, if I want to resize it, you will see it's responsive, but if I go lower and lower, it's gonna just zoom out. But the app that we are building is fully responsive. So let's start to explain you everything from scratch, how you can build such an awesome admin panel, and watch this video until the end. If you haven't subscribed already yet, please subscribe and leave it a like if you think this video is helpful. Okay, let's start with the tools and libraries that we are going to use. I'm just gonna explain in short, but later we can go into more details. We are going to use Vite for building our template in React, and of course Material UI library, which is very good, well documented. It can offer everything almost that you want to have in your project in terms of UI elements. And for charts, we are going to use ChartJS. This is also another very good library. We are going to use React Pro Sidebar for making the sidebar because it's already there, so we are not going to waste our time to build it from scratch. And React Router, because we are going to have different pages, different routes in our application, so we need a router, and we are going to use React Router. And finally, Faker.js. This library, we're going to use it to make some fake data for our charts. Okay, to create an empty project, using Vite, we should run this command in our terminal. Let's say admin panel. It's gonna ask me what framework I'm going to use. I'm gonna use React, JavaScript, TypeScript, JavaScript, SWC. We are going to use simple JavaScript. And yeah, we can go to admin panel folder and do yarn, and then with yarn dev, we can run our project. It's super fast actually. Okay, cool. As you can see, our project is installed and we can run it using yarn dev command. Okay, cool. Vite and React is ready. So we need to go to the app.jsx file. Let me close the terminal for a moment. We can remove everything from here. We're not going to use this stuff from here. Let's remove this user state. We don't need React logo. And we can have our app.css file. We're going to have some CSS in this file later. We should also remove this line, and then we can install Material UI and its related dependencies to our project. So I'm going to open my terminal, open a new tab, and install everything that we need. You can do it as well along with me. To install Material UI library, we have to install other libraries like Emotion, React, Emotion Styled, and we also need to install Roboto font. We can do this imports later. We have to include this link in our main HTML file, and we are going to also use icons from Material UI. In this screen, I can see a list of all the icons that I can use. You can easily search like for video. You will see a lot of icons. You can select different styles and just click on it, copy, paste, and you're ready to go. So let's install all these libraries. I already copy and pasted them here. And we also need to use DataGrids because we are going to use grid system of Material UI, which coming from different library. Okay, cool. All these libraries are installed. Then we need to go to the index.html and import the Material UI icons like this link rel. It's going to be style sheet href. Let me just copy and paste it, and yeah, so we don't have anything to do with this file, so we can close it and start making our application using Material UI elements. First of all, we need to have a something like React fragment, and we are going to wrap everything in our application inside a React fragment. And then we need to import theme provider from Material UI library, but this is going to import it from Emotion library. We shouldn't use Emotion directly. So let me check if I installed Material UI. No, it's missed, so let me install this one as well. Yarn add MUI/material. Okay, you can see it's added here, so we can import it directly the provider from MUI material. And we need to pass the theme to it, but we have to create it first. I forgot to copy and paste the Roboto font CSS files here. So I need to copy and paste them and put it here. So yeah, let's go for creating the theme object. We are going to have another folder in the src folder, name it config, and inside it, I'm gonna create another file, name it theme.js. Now we need to import create theme from material, and we also need some colors, so let's import them as well. Green, gray, indigo from Material UI, material colors. Okay, cool. So let's create our theme. We can do it using create theme function in this way. We have to pass an object to it, and first of all we need to set up our colors or our palette. So I can do it using palette. Yeah, it's going to be another object, and we can have several variations for our colors. For example, the primary one can be an object. We can have a secondary color, and this stuff can also have different variations. For example, lighter, darker, normal, medium, etc. So let's define for our primary color. We can have main one, indigo, and in brackets I can specify a number. It can start from, let me see, yeah, you can see it here, 50, 100, 200, and when it goes down it's gonna get darker, and 50 is the lightest one. So for example, we are going to use 500, something in between, and normal one for A700, because we are going to use leather, so we have to put it in quotations, A700. And for secondary, we are going to have main, for example, indigo 50. Okay, as you can see, we added different objects for different colors that we are going to use in our project: primary, secondary, neutral, and green. And you can have more, as many as you want, if you want to use in your project. And in each one of them, we are going to have different variations like lighter, medium, normal. And if I hover it here, you can see this one is this, and this one is lighter, and this one is a kind of white color, and this one is the thicker one, which is near the black color. Okay, now let's define some styles for our font and text elements. So I'm going to use again the create theme function and then pass the current theme, and we are going to modify actually the theme that we previously created here. But I'm going to explain you why didn't I defined everything here, and instead I created another object and added all this stuff to the previous one. Typography, and then we can have our variations. For example, for links, we are going to have font size 7.8 rem, and we are going to have theme break points up md. It's going to be an object, font size 0.9 rem, and font weight 500, color theme.palette Yeah, primary normal. Display should be black. And let's change the cursor to pointer. Okay, now I can explain you why did I use create theme again, because I wanted to access the theme that we previously created. So I again used it and I passed the previous theme to it. So now I can access the breakpoints of the theme. But before that, I couldn't. If I like copy and paste it, this part actually, if I could copy and paste it here, it doesn't work like this because the theme is not defined. But first I create it and then I can access everything that is going to be included in the theme object. This is the syntax of Material UI. You're gonna get familiar to it. Don't worry about it if you haven't figured out what we are going to do here. We just doing like increasing the font size a bit if the screen is like widescreen, and we set the font weight, color, display, and this stuff. Then we can reuse this part of a style whenever we have a text, whenever we assign our text to the link typography. Let's define a few more items here. For example, card title, font size should be 1.2 rem, display again should be black, and font weight should be 500. H6, I'm gonna override it, so I have to do like this, font size 1 rem, and we can have more than H1 to H6, so we can have H7 for a smaller font size. We are going to reuse all of these typographies that we are defining right now later. And finally H8, font size 0.7 rem. Yeah, that's it. Our theme is ready. We just need to export it and import it in the other file. So export default theme, and now we can use it here. Theme, yeah, as you can see, it is imported and we passed it successfully to our theme provider. So everything that's going to be located inside the theme provider component can access to the theme, to the colors and typographies that we defined before. For example, I can have a box here. What is box? Box is just a div in Material UI, but when we use box, we can use features of Material UI like accessing to the theme, colors, typography, etc. So instead of defining a div in this project, I'm going to use every element from Material UI, and you can see, let me show you. For example, if I create a box here and add a typography and add a text like hello world. Oh, actually we have error, so let me first fix the error. We didn't import the box component, so we have to import it. And then if I reload the page, yeah, you can see my hello world is printed here. And if I go to the elements, you will see I have a div. It's actually my box, which is converted to a div component, and my typography is converted to a p or paragraph in HTML. And now I can do something like defining variation, like variant, and we can do like link, and you will see all the styles that we wrote previously are applied to this one. As you can see, the mouse is, the cursor is pointer, so it's really helpful and makes the development for us faster and easier. Let me remove this typography from here. We actually need to import another component from Material UI. Its name is CSS baseline. This actually is a reset file, and it's going to reset default settings like margin, padding, everything in our project. So we are going to use it like this. We can have a box here as our container, and we can have SIDENAV here. So let me first create a SIDENAV, create a folder named components, another folder for containers. Yeah, we already created the config. We are going to put every file or components that we are going to reuse in our project inside the components section. And for every pages that we have in our application, we are going to have a different container. So for SIDENAV, I should create a file here, name it sidenav.jsx. And now I can create using this tool my component. So SIDENAV, you can easily install it in your VS Code. Let's just return a box. We later will come here and set up our SIDENAV. It's enough for now, so I can import it here. SIDENAV from component SIDENAV, yeah, right. So I'm gonna create another box, and here instead of having a div, I want to put everything in a main tag in HTML, so I can do it like component main. So it's gonna, instead of creating a div, it's gonna create a main tag in my HTML file, and I will put everything as our content here. We also need another component for our app header. So I'm gonna create another component here, name it app header.jsx, and do the same ffc app header, and just have a box here. Yeah, and just add a typography to see if it's working fine or no. App header, we can do the same for our SIDENAV, typography, SIDENAV. I just need to import my app header here, so let's do it. App header, and yeah, close it, and let's see if it's working fine or not. You can see my root. I have two divs. One of them is for app header and the other one is for SIDENAV, and you can see my SIDENAV is here, and the other one is our main tag, which are going to render everything of our page, actually the content of our page, in this main tag. Let me show you how we can define some styles in Material UI way. We can have a style prop, but we are not going to use it. We can define our styles directly, like setting color, for example red, which is not a clean way in my opinion. We can have SX prop. It's something same as style, but you will have more options, like for example you can have BG color. Instead of having background color, you can have BG color and set it to theme colors that we have, for example primary.main. So you can see it's applied, but defining every styles here is gonna make my file dirty. So I can have another object here for all my styles, and then we can easily connect them to our components. So I'm going to do styles, create an object. For example, for our app bar, we are going to have BG color, but there's a problem here. As you can see, the auto-completion feature of VS Code cannot recognize and cannot tell us what options we have here, so it makes the experience for developer worse. To achieve this, we can easily import type from TypeScript of Material UI library and assign it to this object. How can we do this? So easy. /** and then type and import from which library? MUI material, and then we should tell SX props. And now if I type BG, you see BG color and other options that we have, so it makes it easier for us to recognize and identify the things that we need to set. So BG color, for example, can be neutral.main, and then we can assign it to SX like this, styles.appbar. And now if I go to page, you can see it's applied and this color applied to my text. So let's start building our app header. We are going to use an element from Material UI, which is app bar. We can go to the website, to the component section, and open app bar. Where was it? Must be somewhere here, right? And you can see it has different variations, different configurations, and you can see the source code of any one that you want. You just need to import them, configure them, and yeah, you're ready to go. So for our project, I'm gonna remove everything from here and instead import app bar from Material UI and set the position to sticky to stick to the top of the page, and set x styles app bar. And then within it, we're gonna have our toolbar, and inside our toolbar we are going to have an icon button. For which button? Actually, this is going to be for hamburger menu button that we have it. Let me show you one more time. We are going to add these items to our app bar. So I can do icon button, unclick, we can set it later, color can be secondary color, and whenever I don't specify the variation, it's gonna use the main one. So inside my icon button, I can have my icon, which I can find it easily inside Material UI library. So for example, menu, you can see it's here. So I'm just gonna copy, paste, and then we can use it like a component. So easy, just let me add a console log here, console log, clicked. I'm gonna use format document to make it more readable what the issue is. Yeah, it's resolved. Cool, let's see if it's working or no. Oh, actually we have some errors. Icon button is not defined. We have to import it. We forgot icon button from Material UI. Let me see. Okay, as you can see, it's added, but the style is not the one that we want. And the button is also working with a nice animation. So let's add our logo. We can have it as a box, but the component should be image. And x going to be styles app logo. We can define it here, app logo, and then rc, we have to import it from rc folder, assets, sample logo.png, and we also need to import, let me just copy and paste every assets that we are going to use for this project. Yeah, we have our logo, study icon, just a few thumbnails of my channel, and avatar picture of my channel. So I just imported them, and I use one of them, sample logo. And then we need another icon button. Title can be notifications, color can be secondary, and we need a badge icon. So we can go to Material UI, we can have notification, we have a lot of options here. Put it here, notification icon, but we also need to show how many notifications are on read as a red label on top of the icon. We can achieve it easily using a component in Material UI. The name should be badge. Let me check. Yeah, as you can see, they think for everything, and you can just use them. Let me just copy, paste it here, and then close it. Badge, don't forget to import it, otherwise we're gonna get some ugly errors in our console. Yeah, our badge, color primary, badge content can be, for example, 14 messages. What's wrong with it? I don't know. Yeah. So if I refresh it, as you can see, it's added, but the color should be red, not blue. So I'm going to change it to error. This is a default color of Material UI, and now you can see it's red, but we need to add other elements as well. So let's do it. another icon button, this time for our settings section. So title, settings, color, secondary, and settings icon. I'm just gonna copy and paste all the icons that I'm going to use, settings icon and layout icon. So settings icon for here, and another one for sign out, layout icon, sign out, and this one also should be a secondary color. As you can see, it's good, but it's not the same style as we wanted it to be. So let's define some styles for it. App logo should be, for example, border radius, going to be 2, set width for it, 80 pixels, margin left, or we can say margin left, ML 2, and cursor can be pointer. Okay, cool. Let's go in our app.js file again and define some styles for here as well. For example, for this box, I'm gonna have some styles as a container div of my application. So let me just copy and paste this section to don't write it again. Yeah, put it here. Let me remove this one, container, and we can say display, flex, we are going to use flexbox, bg color, neutral, light, height of the application can be calculated from 100%, the full height of the page, minus 64 pixel. 64 is the height of our app header, so we're gonna subtract it from our full page height. Yeah, and we are going to have another style for our main section, sx styles main section, then P is for its padding, and when I write 4, it's not actually 4. Let me show you. If I save it and go to the elements, you can see my main padding is 32. If I change it to 1, it's not gonna be 1, it's gonna be 8 pixels. So it's multiplied by 8, and we are going to use these numbers instead of setting pixels, because at the end of the day, you will have very clean, structured padding or margin, or better to say a spacing system that everywhere is constant and everywhere is synced together. So it's another benefit of Material UI library. We're gonna set width to 100%, not $100. Height should be the same. I cannot type well, sorry. And overflow should be auto, because we are going to have a scroll bar next to our main section. As you can see, we still have some styles left from the main template. We can remove them going to app.css file, remove everything, and we have also index.css. I'm gonna remove everything from here and define my styles. So some general styles for my HTML body and root sections, HTML body root div should be height 100%. Yeah, and now you can see it's use all the page width, but there's a small problem. This part should be this side, not next to the logo. How can we achieve it in this way? Let me go to the app header component again. Where should we add it? We should add it here. So I'm gonna add a box and set sx flex grow What does it mean? It means that other elements in our header section are going to take place, and then the left space is going to be used for my box. So as you can see, as a result, my box is started from here to here, and it caused everything to be on both sides, left side and right side. Now it's time to go and create our side menu. Okay, let's close the index file, app CSS file, theme file, package.json file, and go to the website of this library, React Pro Sidebar. You can see installation guide. It's so easy. You can just install it with one line of code and then import it and use it. But for customization is a bit complicated, but no worries, I'm gonna explain it step by step to you. So we should copy this line and paste it in our terminal to install it. Okay, cool. Now I can go to my SIDENAV. Let me remove this stuff from here. I'm going to have sidebar from React Pro Sidebar, and inside my sidebar I'm going to have a menu, again from React Pro Sidebar, and inside my menu I can have menu items as for links of every pages that my website have. So menu item from React Pro Sidebar, and you can say, for example, active, true. If it's true, then it's going to be highlighted. You can also specify the icon prop here. For example, I'm going to use dashboard outline icon, which I found it in the icon library. I don't want to do it again, so I'm just copy and paste this part. For you, you can choose whatever you want in the Material UI website and put it here. So my icon is going to be dashboard outline icon, like this. And then we can add our text here using typography, and variation can be body to, which is actually a built-in variation in Material UI. It's just a small text. So we can have dashboard, and we just need to copy and paste it for rest of items that we have and just change the icons and text. Second one should be content, third one should be analytics, and the fourth one should be customization. Source outline icon here for my content. For my analytics, I can import this one, and for customization we can import style outline icon. And yeah, let's see if it's working or no. Maybe we have some errors here. Yeah, what the issue is, Pro Sidebar provider is required. Yeah, we forgot to wrap everything inside the Pro Sidebar provider. We can do it inside our app JSX file here, Pro Sidebar provider, and then put everything inside it. Okay, cool. As you can see, it's added here. We have icons, text, links, but we still don't have our image or channel and this functionality to close and open it every time we press this button. So let's add them as well. First of all, I need to define some styles. So I can say height can be 100% to fill the full height of the page, and top should be auto. And the other prop is breakpoint, which should be MD. It's a breakpoint that after this size my menu become small. So let me show you, and you can see it becomes hidden when we go to the smaller screen sizes. So we can later define an on-click listener for this button and show the sidebar like a drawer panel. And let's define background color for it. I'm gonna read the background color from my theme, but how can I access it? It's easy. You just need to use a hook from Material UI library, const theme, use theme. It's gonna get my theme, so I need to import it from Material. Be careful about your imports. theme, then we can easily access our theme variables like palette, then neutral and light. So let me disable it. Yeah, you can see the background color is applied. Let me change it to something else. You will see the difference. Yeah. And to add our channel avatar and channel name texts, we can have a box here. SX is going to be styles, avatar, styles, avatar, container, and then we are going to use another component of Material UI for avatar. Yeah, we can import it like this, define some styles for it as well. Styles, avatar, later we can define it. Alt can be, for example, channel name, and src should be source file of my image, src, assets, avatars, maso.jpg. Yeah, and then we can have our typography variant, can be again body2, sx should be styles, your channel text actually, because we are going to write it here, your channel, and let me just copy, paste it one more time. This can be overline. This is also a built-in font style size, and we don't need it anymore, so I can remove it and write, for example, my channel name, which is React with Masood. And yeah, let me see, probably we have an error. What the error is, styles is not defined. Yeah, we can define it here. Let me just copy and paste it from here and change it. Okay, first of all, avatar container is going to be display, flex, align, items, can be center, flex direction should be column, and we can add margin. Y means margin from vertical axis, so margin Y can be 5, which will be 40 actually in real. So avatar as well, width can be like 40%, sorry, and height should be auto, and then just your channel text, we are going to define a small margin top is going to be 1 or 8 pixels. So as you can see, it's added, it is working fine, and we need this functionality to close and open the drawer. So we need to go to the app header section and define some codes here. We're gonna have a collapse sidebar, toggle sidebar, and collapsed broken. We are going to read these variables from use pro sidebar hook, so we can access the current state of my sidebar, and also I can toggle it to close it or open it. We can check if it's broken, then toggle sidebar. Otherwise, if it's not broken or it's in its full size, then collapse it. Okay, cool. Let's see if it's no. Oh yeah, it's working fine here. Let me check. Yeah, it's working fine, but the problem is when it's a smaller size, it shouldn't be here. We should remove these texts. So we can go to the SIDENAV section again, and we need this hook one more time to read the status of my SIDENAV. Just I need to check if it's collapsed or no. So I can do like collapsed and just check it here and here for these two. If it's not collapsed, then render it, otherwise render nothing for me, null. Let me copy, paste. So let's see if it's working fine or no. We have an error. Oh, we forgot to import it. Let me use Pro Sidebar. Yeah. Okay, cool. As you can see, it's added. It's very nice. And if I go to smaller screen sizes like this one, you can see it's working fine. Okay, now it's time to add routing feature to our website in order to have different routes and different pages and sections. As I shared earlier in the beginning of the video, we are going to use React Router library for this purpose. You can go to the tutorial page of this library and everything is explained very well, but we don't need it actually. We just need to install the library, yarn add React Router DOM, and we have to set up a router. We need to have another provider, same as theme provider or Pro Sidebar provider, this time for our routing system. I can edit here browser, router, and wrap, SIDENAV, and our box, which is our content section. I need also SIDENAV to be inside browser router because everything which is located inside browser router will have access to our routing system. For example, in the SIDENAV, we are going to know which page currently is active to highlight it in our menu. But for app header, we don't need it. So we don't include app header as a child for browser router. And for our routing system, I'm gonna create another folder. In my project, I usually do this, router, and within it, I create another file, app routes JS6, and then we can define our component here, app routes, and here we can import routes from React Router DOM, and we can have a list here. For every page, we will have a route component, and we should specify the path to that route. For example, for dashboard or index, I put a // and element. We should specify the element for that route. What I'm doing here, sorry, I made a mistake. Yeah, sorry. Okay, now we need to import our dashboard component, dashboard here, and do the same for the rest of pages that we have. Content, analytics, and customization. We actually haven't created them, so let me do this as well. Dashboard JSX, another file. We even can create a folder for them, for example, dashboard folder, and I put it here. And whenever I have a component which is only used in my dashboard page, I put it in the dashboard folder. But if this component is going to be used in other pages as well, instead of putting it in this folder, I move it to the components folder, because every components that are here, it means that they are going to be used in several areas of my application. So let me create another folder for analytics, another one for content, and finally the last one, customization. Oh, here we go. Then we need to create our file. For example, let me first create this one, dashboard. We can have a typography for now. to see if it's working or not. Dashboard, just copy paste, or maybe copy the file is better, paste it everywhere, and just changing the content, analytics, rename symbol, analytics, yeah, and here as well. This one should be content. And finally, the customization. First, let's rename it. And then change the symbol here. Oops. Yeah, and the dashboard. So now we can import all of them in our app roads. Sorry, I imported something wrong. Again, dashboard. If it doesn't work, we can do it manually. Import dashboard from containers, dashboard, yeah. Let me see if it works. No, sorry, it should be containers. Okay, now we can import this component inside my box, app roads. Yeah, let's see if it works. Oh, sorry, I missed this one. So it should work. Content. Do we have any errors? Probably yes. We also forgot to import road. So as you can see, content is here. If I change it to analytics, you will see analytics text here. So our routing system works fine. We just need to connect it to our menu items to move to another page when we click on the items. I can close app roads. I can close this one as well. App header, I don't need it anymore. Just in the SIDENAV section, we should define an on-click listener for every item that we have here and change the page. But there is a better way. Actually, we can set a component to our SIDENAV and just pass a link from React Router DOM. So this is going to be a link, and this link component does the connection thing for us, so we don't need to add any click listener right now because we are using link to which page / for dashboard, and we can copy and paste it for other links as well. This one should be content, analytics, and finally customization. Okay, as you can see, if I click on content, dashboard, you will see that the page changes. Cool. Now we need to highlight the current page in our menu. How can we achieve it? We discussed that we have a active prop in our menu item, so we can set a value. We first need to check if the page is like dashboard screen, then active should be true. So I need to first read the page value using this hook, use location. I'm going to import it from React Router DOM, and inside the location object there is a property named path name, and I can compare it with the current link path, and to see if it's true, then active will be true. For example, location.path name, if it's equals to /, it means this one should be active. So let me copy and paste it for other sections as well. Content and customization. Okay, let's see if it works or no. So I'm in dashboard. As you can see, it doesn't work. But what the problem is, let me show you. If I go to the inspect section for this menu, you can see this class is added PS active to this one, but others don't have this class. So we can use this class apply some styles to make it highlighted. How can we do this? We need to go to our side nav and define a style for it. Inside my menu, if I want to customize styles, I have to do this: menu, item, styles, and then it's gonna be an object, and inside object I want to just change the button style, so I'm gonna define button here, and it's gonna be a function, and in this function you will have two parameters. First is level, and the second one is active. We actually don't need level, so we can remove it for now. And then in this function we can check return for background color. If it's active, then theme, palette, neutral, medium. Otherwise it should be undefined, same as now. So we here, let me explain to you, we have a button. We can have different elements. We can define them, for example, like menu, just as an example, and each one takes a function, and in this function we will get from our library that this one is active or no. If it's active, we changing the background color in this way. Let's see if it works or no. Yeah, as you can see, the analytics page is highlighted. If I change it, this one is highlighted. Yeah, cool. Let's go and implement the dashboard section. We need to go to the containers, dashboard, and we can write our code here. So let me first remove it. I'm gonna have a box as a container. Let me import it here. Yeah. And after, I need a typography actually for my page title. So I'm gonna have some styles for it. Page, what I'm doing, sorry, styles, page title, and it's gonna be a variant here. It can be H5, I think. Yeah, let's test it. Channel dashboard. Yeah. Okay, styles is not defined. Yeah, definitely correct. Let me just copy and paste it from another component here. Yeah, put it here. Styles and page title. We can have a margin button too. So yeah, it works properly. We don't need, we can clear the console, and yeah, the error is gone. Then we need a container for our columns and rows, because we are going to have different cards in our page. Let me show you. In this example, we have different columns, different rows, and we have to have a container for all them. So I'm going to define another box, and sx this time, styles.column container. Let me define it here as well. We don't get into errors. Column container. Yeah, columns container is better. So we can use column property of CSS, and we are specifying two things here. First of all, we need to have the ideal value for column number is 3. It means that ideally we need to have 3 columns, and each column width ideally should be 280 pixels. But sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, depends on the screen width size. And we also need to set max width to 1400, because otherwise it's going to be expanded and we will have a lot of columns and everything will be in one row, but I don't want it to be like this. And by the way, there is a problem here. My channel dashboard should be a bit far from this section. As you can see, this one is a bit far, so we have a padding for our main area. I'm gonna do this as well here. So app.jsx, my main component is this one, and I can add to padding From here, this one can be 4 to achieve the same padding as our example that we are going to build. Yeah, almost everything is the same. Cool. Let's continue our dashboard. We are going to have a component for latest upload, latest video performance. So we will have a separate component for it because we later going to use it somewhere else as well. So I'm going to create a card like latest video card JSX and latest video card. We will get some props and we are going to have a card component. If you don't know about cards, let me show you. Inside Material UI, we have a very good component for cards. Where is it? It's here, yeah. You can see there are several kind of cards that we can use in our project. So let's do it. I need to import this card from Material UI library, and each card can have a card content for its content. So we put every content of our card inside the card content, and we will have first of all a typography for card title, which we in the beginning of the video we defined it in our theme file. If you don't remember, we defined it here: card title, font size, display, and font weight. So I'm gonna use it, card title here, latest video performance. Yeah, and after that I'm gonna have a box and SX styles latest video container. I'm gonna have my thumbnail in this box. So first of all, I need another box for my image this time. Styles latest video thumbnail. And component should be img to have image instead of a div. And src can be src folder, assets, and then thumbnail.png. Yeah, this is my image, and we are going to show a text on top of our image, the video title actually. So let's define it here. Another typography, SX equals to styles latest video title, and for example React search bar in 5 minutes or whatsoever. Yeah, so let's define our styles here. Let me just copy and paste from this file instead of writing it again. So we are going to have latest video container. Let me remove this stuff from here. The other one, latest video thumbnail, and latest video title. Let me remove it. Remove this one as well. Latest video container. So width should be 100% to use full width of the page, and position should be relative because our child is going to be absolute position and it's going to be based on its parent. So the first element, the first parent with relative position is going to be considered. So I change it to relative in order to be as a container of my text. Okay, then let's set the width for the other component as well to 100%, and we are going to have margin top. From top section we need 1 unit margin, and because we need to make this thumbnail a bit darker, we can use a filter prop in CSS, filter brightness 20%, and yeah, finally display should be black. Let's write the video title styles as well. As we said, this one should be positioned as absolute. Yeah, and it should stick to the bottom side, so bottom should be 0. Color, the font color can be neutral, light, and left 0, right 0 to align its center. Text align should be center. Text, actually font weight should be bold, and font size can be 1 rem, and margin button 2 pixels, not pixels, 2 units. So let's see. Oh, we haven't imported this in our dashboard file, so I'm going to import latest video card. Yeah, as you can see, everything is in their place. Latest video performance, React.js, and our filter also applied to the image, and image is darker than its normal. Let's continue. Then we are going to have another typography. This time variant can be H7 to be a bit smaller than other texts. 6 can be styles, latest video time label, first 6 hours. Let me close this one to have more space. It's a bit annoying. We need a box for our views and the value of views. So 6 is going to be styles, latest video stats row. We're gonna have 3 rows actually, same. So I'm gonna use this style for all these 3 rows, and in each row we have 2 typographies, one for label and one for value. Variant can be H7 again, and I'm gonna say views here, just copy, paste, and number of views, for example 225. Just let me copy and paste for 3 times. This one can be watch time, for example 30, and this time likes, 23 likes this video got. I hope you guys put a thumbs up underneath this video if you enjoyed so far. Yeah, we have a typography, X, styles, card, action, variant, link. We also define this one in our theme. If you remember here, link and set these styles. So I'm gonna use it now. Go to video. Let me write it all in uppercase. Go to video analytics. And another one for comments. See comments. For example, we have 12 comments for this video. And yeah, that's it. Let's just define the other styles that we haven't defined yet. We did it until latest video title, latest video time label, and stats row is left, and card action. Let me copy and paste it. This one, and this one. Okay, for our label, we can set the color to neutral, normal, and margin top should be 2. For this one, we have to set the display to flex and justify content space between. Why? Because here we need to have space between 2 elements, one at left, one at right. So we can achieve it using flexbox, and another margin top 2 pixel to have a space with the top element. And for card actions, we just add space. We don't need anything else. Let me see. Yeah, as you can see, it's completely similar to one that we have as a model. Cool. Let's go for the other cards. Forgot to apply props here, so I'm gonna apply it here like this, because I'm going to apply some styles. What's wrong here? Nothing is wrong. Okay, cool. Let me close it because I'm gonna apply some styles to this one, so I need to have that props there. Styles, item. We can define our item styling here. Just a margin button, 2 pixel to have some space between each card. Let's go for the next card, which is the card for latest post, for community post. Actually, it's nothing special, just avatar, label, text, likes, comments, and a link that we can reuse a lot of elements from here. So let's do this card. We can also make it another component, but because we are not going to reuse it, so I don't make it another component. But for this one, we are going to use it in another page, so we made it a component. X styles item, this one also should be the same, and card content here as well, typography, variant, card title again, latest post, and then box for the author section, styles, post, author section. And here, as you remember, we have an avatar component from Material UI. We just need to apply some slides to it to be the same as we want. Avatar and src can be src assets avatars method.jpg. And yeah, this is my avatar, and we need more text here for channel name and date. Typography s6 styles.post meta, react with method. Just let me copy, paste it, change it to a date. We can have, for example, January 19, 2023. Yeah, let me create styles here. We can say display equals to flex, align, items should be center, and margin vertically should be 3 units. And for avatar, it should be a small, so let's set the width to 30 pixel, and height should be auto, and we can have a margin right 1 pixel because it should be a bit far from the text next to it, and just post meta is left. Margin right again 1 to be a bit far from the date text, and font size, let's say 0.8 rem, and a color neutral normal. Okay, we have some errors. Let me see. Card is not defined. Card. Yeah, it's working fine. This section is good. Let's continue. I'm gonna have a typography for the text. variant can be body 2, and let me just copy and paste the text for here to be same as our example. For example, this is my post body. And then we need to have a divider. Let me show you. As you can see here, there's a line. So we can use divider component. Let me switch to this tab. We can use divider component from material UI, just set, 6, and then styles divider to just a bit customize it. And we are going to have another box for our post stats, and inside it I'm gonna have for typographies, for like, comments, and values. So typography variant can be body 2, likes, and comments. And we need 2 more for its values, but let me just write it, 6. This one should be bold, so I'm going to use H6 for these 2. And we need a link or a card action, typography 6, styles card action variant, no, link, go to community tab. Okay, cool. Let's write our styles. We wrote until post meta, divider, post stats, and card action. For divider, I just want to add margin vertically 2 units. For this one, I'm going to use a grid layout in CSS, grid, and grid template columns. We're going to have 2 columns, one FR, one FR, so both of them has the same width, and margin Y should be 3. And for card action, we just can add a margin top 3 or 2, it's better. Let me refresh. Yeah, as you can see, this is also exactly the same as what we have here. Cool. Let's go for the next one. Okay, let's create another card for channel analytics section. Card content. We need to copy and paste this section for new card as well. And we need a typography, actually not one, more than one. First of all, for card title, and it's gonna be channel analytics. I can just copy and paste it to use for more items that we have here. This one should be H7, small text to show current subscribers text. We need another one, H4, this time bigger, and we can show number of subscribers, for example 4144, and H7. And inside this we are going to show the difference. Let me show you. In the main project we show it with another color, so we can define our typography, we can apply a style to it, but since we are going to use it in other sections as well, for example, these text should be different colors, so we are going to create a reusable component for this purpose. I can create it here. I'm gonna name it color text component, just a simple component, color text, and we can get the color and children from props, and then we can have a box, apply the color and set the component to be a span, and then render the children. Yeah, like this. Now I can use it, color text, yeah, and then for example plus 77. And the color should be green main. We also need another text here, so I'm gonna reuse color text. Color, this one should be neutral. It should be normal, I think, yeah. And in last 28 days. And then we can close our typography, and going for the next one, we are going to have a divider here as a line, so we can use divider component and apply styles to it. Styles divider, do we have it here? No. Let me also define it in the style section. Yeah, we already have it. Yeah, okay, cool. Then we need another typography. We have a lot of text in this component. Variant can be H6 for summary text. We can copy it again, and we can copy the color text again, put it here. This one variant can be H8, and the color can be neutral dot normal, and then last 28 days, and then close the typography. Okay, let me see what we have so far. Oh, why it's not updated? Because we have some errors. Let me see what the error is. Color is not defined inside the color text component. Oh, sorry. Yeah, as you can see, it's working fine, and we can continue the summary section to be like this section. So we need hover effect, and then top videos. We show 3 videos and a link underneath it. So let's continue. I'm gonna have a box. X can be styles, video stats row. And inside my box, I'm gonna have 2 things, 2 text actually, with variant H7. This one can be views, and the other one can be the value for views, for example 225. And then we can close this one. And here for watch time, hours, for example 30 hours for watch time, and this one can be for estimated revenue, yeah, and $450 for here. So the next part should be another divider, X styles divider, yeah. And let's go for the top video section. Another typography variant can be H6, top videos, cool. And then let me just copy, paste it. H8 is very small actually, and we need to have a color text again. And color should be neutral, normal, and the text should be last 48 hours, then dot, then views. Then we can copy and paste these 3 rows for our videos as well. So let me copy paste it here, video stats row, and H7, yeah. And for example, how to become a software developer in 2023. This, for example, 450 views. This one can be CSS grid tutorial, how to use grids to make awesome user interfaces, and it can be 287. And the last one, for example, call APIs in React Native practical guide, and this one can be 130 views. And finally, as we said, we need a link here, so I'm gonna use typography. X should be styles, card action, and variant should be link, and then go to video analytics. Cool. So let me see if everything is fine. Yeah, cool. But this section, it's not on the right side. We need to fix it. What the problem is, I think this one we have forgotten to define it. Yeah, we don't have it here. Let me just define it. It can be display flex, and justify content should be space between. So yeah, as you can, it's working fine. We just need a margin between each item. I'm gonna set margin top 2, and then for hover effect, we can do it in Material UI in this way. We should use this syntax. Sorry, yeah, hover, and then we will have an object for hover styles. So color should be primary main, and cursor should be pointer. So let me see. Yeah, it's fine, but the margin is not applied. Let me double check. Oh, sorry. Empty should be 2. Yeah, it's fine. And we also have this section working fine. Same as this one. Let me compare it. Summary section, top videos. Yeah, cool. Let's go for the comment section and write another card for this one as well. So I'm gonna close this one. Yeah, and write another card, x styles item, card content as usual, and then my typography for title variant should be card title, latest comments, and then we can have a color text. Actually, no, we should first have our typography variant H7, and inside it color text. Color should be neutral, normal, and then channel comments I haven't responded to. Okay, cool. Then we will have a box. SX should be styles, comment, row. For each row we are going to have a box. And first of all, we need avatar component here and set styles for it. Avatar, yeah, and src should be my avatar. Src assets, avatars, Masood JPG, and another box for the content. So first of all, I need a box for comment details section. I'm gonna name it styles comment details section, and inside it I have two typographies, styles post meta, and it can be my channel name, React with Masood. Just copy, paste it, and change it 2 weeks ago. Then next to this box, I'm gonna have another typography for the comment section, SX styles comment text. For example, get tips from a successful creator on how to take a YouTube channel and turn it into a business that earns you money. For example, this text should be enough. Yeah, we close this box, and then it's time for the image. So a box component, same as always, we use box for images, so I'm gonna set component to be img, and SX should be styles video thumbnail, and src should be src assets thumbnail png. Okay, cool. We have a box, we have avatar, we have another box without any styles. We have two boxes for channel details and comment section and an image. And underneath this box, I'm gonna have a divider for the second row actually. So it can be styles divider. And then we can just copy and paste this comment row here and just changing it. For example, how can I deploy this? Somebody asked me this question, and then we can again repeat this section for the third comment. Thank you, was very helpful. Okay, cool, that's it. Let me see what happened. Yeah, we need to define our styles. We forgot to do this. But before that, let me define another typography for our link underneath the card section. Styles, card action, variant should be link, and then view more. Okay. Yeah, we need to define comments row. Do we have the avatar? Yeah, probably we defined it. No, we haven't. No, we have it, yeah, sorry. Comment details section. Do we have post meta? Yeah. Comment text. Do we have video thumbnail? We need to define it as well here. I think it should be enough. Let me just double check. Yeah, divider, comment avatar, comment detail section, comment text, video thumbnail, and yeah. So let's write some styles for these four CSS classes. For this one, we should set display to flex, and we are going to align items vertically to start from start. So it should be flex start. And we add a margin top, same as always, 2. For comment detail section, we are again doing display flex, and align items should be center. For comment text, we just need to set the font size to 0.8 rem and margin top 0.5 and margin right 2 pixel, and then video thumbnail we can set a width and height for it. It can be 80 pixels, and margin left should be auto. Let me show you. Here for thumbnail we need to have spacing to be automatically, and when we set margin left to auto, it means that my component will be located at the rightest part of its container. So like here, but we don't have enough space to exactly show you, so let me just resize the screen. Yeah, you see it's always at the rightest section of its parent. Cool. Again, I'm going to have a cart component and set size item to it, and then I'm gonna have cart content, but this time I'm gonna apply a style to my cart content component as well. I'll explain later to you why. Content, and we are going to have a box or a div, then a few typographies because we just have text here. Variant should be card title, ideas for you. Cool. Another typography for styles, ideas, question. Ready to get business savvy. And then a typography for the main text, so it should be a small. We can use variant H7 for this one, like get tips from a successful creator on how to make or take actually a YouTube channel and turn it to a business that earns you money. Yeah, we could also copy and paste it, but we didn't. Yeah, and a typography for card action. Same as always, I'm gonna use link here. Get started now. What happened? No, this one should be text, not a component. Okay. Is everything fine? Yeah, it should be. And next to our box, we are going to have our icon, which is a book icon, if you remember. So I'm going to have a box component for my image. Component should be image. SX should be styles, idea image. And SRC should be SRC, assets, study, icon, PNG. And yeah, so let's define our styles. Idea content, idea question here, and idea image. Font size 0.9 rem, a bit big. Font weight should be bold, and or better to say 500, and margin vertically should be 2. For idea image we can say width to 80 pixels again. Align self to be at center, and margin left should be 5. So I don't apply idea content to explain to you why we need that. As you can see, everything is fine, but the image, instead of being underneath it, it should be at the right side. So this content container should be flex, and flex direction should be row, so everything will place in the same row. So I just need to go here and set display to flex. So as you can see, it's working fine, and now we almost have everything. We just need the creator insider to finish our dashboard screen. Yeah, I hope you didn't get bored because this part is a bit repetitive. You can skip if you got anything you wanted from this part to get. Yeah, so let's continue and finish it. Card, SX, size, item, and then card content. This time again we are going to use the same thing here, so styles, idea, content, or it's better we change the name because we are reusing it here as well. So we need a box, typography, variant should be card title, creator, insider, and then next to it I need a image. Okay, component should be img, sx should be a styles, insider image, and src should be, for example, one of my thumbnails. So I'm gonna set src assets thumbnail to png. Cool. And a few more typographies after my box. Yeah, here typography 6, styles, the question, ready to boost your skills using AI tools. Then typography again, variant H7. So let me just copy it this time instead of writing it. Okay, cool. And then typography SX, styles, card action, variant link, watch on YouTube. Yeah, cool. We just need to define insider image style and it should be enough. We can set the width to 100% and a margin top as usual we are gonna say 1 pixel. Okay, cool. Let me see and compare it. Yeah, it is exactly as our design. Yeah, just a bit change in text. Ready, yeah, we have a spelling problem. Ready, no. Yeah, cool. Let's go for the content tab. Okay, for the content screen, we need some mock data. So I'm gonna copy and paste it from other projects. So you can see I have 2 videos, I have 3 posts, I have 1 playlist, and no lives. So I'm gonna remove this part and replace it with a box. Don't forget to import it. So inside this screen, the first thing that we have is a typography style, page title, and variant should be H5. Oh, sorry. H5 and content inside it. Let me close this one. Yeah. And after that, I need a box. I actually need to have my tab section at first. So box is x equals to border bottom because we need a border at the bottom side. So border bottom 1 and border color should be divider color. It's another built-in color in Material UI, so I'm going to use it. And we will have a tabs component again from Material UI, and we should specify value or the current selected tab. So we will have a value here. We should define a state for it, value, set value, and use state. It should be 0. Cool. And we can pass it to our tabs component. And we also need onChange function to just update. So I'm gonna create another function, const handle change a function for here and pass it here. handle change, and yeah. Inside tabs component, we can have every tab that we want. This part is only for the heading section of tabs, not the content side. So for example, we have 4 tabs, so we can do it using tab component here, and label is the name of the tab, so videos, for example, and we should specify an ID for each one. So I'm gonna use tab 0 for this one, and copy paste it for more 3 items: videos, live, posts, and playlists. Tab 0, 1 through 3, yeah, for 4 items. And inside this handle change, the first one is event and new value. We are going to use new value here, so set value equals to new value. So in this way, whenever user click on one of these items, this handle change function will be run, and my value state will be updated, so that one become highlighted. And also in the bottom section, we should render our content, or better to say our tab content, using a component. I'm going to name it tab panel because we are going to reuse it for several times. So let me create a new file, tab panel jsx ffc tab panel, yeah. And we will get from props children, value, index, and margin top. Default value should be 4. And we can have a div or a box here. Hidden should be value. If it's not equal to index, hidden property of my div should be true. Otherwise, it's false and the tab is visible to the user. So yeah, hidden ID should be, for example, simple tab panel, and then we can include our index here to be unique. So let me change it to this so we can use this syntax here, and then we will have our content. First, let's check if value equals to index, then render the content for me in a box. SX, let's apply margin top, and render children. So basically, we first checked if the current tab, oh, I added one more item here. If the current tab is not this one, then we don't render it, we make it hidden. And if the value equals to index, it means that the selected tab is exactly this tab component, then we render the children. So I'm gonna use it here, tab panel, let me import it. And set a value to it, and then one index. For the first tab, the index should be 0. So I set it, and as a child, I'm gonna use DataGrid, which coming from Material UI library, and we in the beginning of the video installed it. So DataGrid, it's not recognized yet. Let me import it. Import DataGrid, yeah. And rows should be videos, columns should be columns. We have to define our columns somewhere here in our data grid. For example, how many columns we have, or a specification for each column, how they should be. So we can define it in a constant variable, columns. It's going to be an array, and for each column we will have one object like this. And we have to have several properties. First of all, a field property, which is thumbnail. because we use thumbnail here. So if we wanted to show also ID, we could also add another column here, another object here, and use for field instead of thumbnail, we could use ID. And then header name, we can change the name to video, and we can set min width to be, for example, 500 pixels, and flex to use 4 times bigger than other elements, and render cell, it's another function to customize it, because we just don't need to put this text inside our table. We want to render the address and make it an image component and add my video title, my video description, and put all of them in one column. So I'm gonna use render cell prop actually function here, params, and we will have a box sx size video column. We will have another box inside it for image, so component should be image, sx should be size video thumbnail, and src should be params.row, and then thumbnail. And then we need another box for video description, video title, so size video details, and it's going to be 2 typographies. Let me close this one, we have enough space. Typographies, sx should be size video title, for example, must know JavaScript, interview questions, part 1. And we will have another typography for a description, video description. For example, in this video you will learn how to solve JavaScript interview questions. Okay, cool. We don't need anything else for this column. Let's add another column. Field should be visibility. We have visibility public. We can have public, private, or anything else that you want. So header name should be again visibility. Min width, this one can be smaller than previous one, so 170 is enough. Flex 2, and render cell, because I'm going to have some icons. Again, I need to use this function to customize rendering of this column. So box sx size icon column. We need 2 icons. For this one, I'm going to use visibility icon, and for the second column, I'm going to use monetization icon. So this one, let me just copy and paste it. I just copy and paste it. I got it from Material UI website. I showed you in the beginning of video how you can download these icons. This one should be visibility outline icon, and the typography for its text, sx size icon column text, and it can be params row visibility. Let's close it. Okay, cool. We can copy and paste it for the other column because they are almost the same. Monetization, copy, paste it, make it uppercase. This can be the same, and we just need to change the icon and this name, monetization. Let me copy the icon from here. Okay, cool. We also need 2 more columns for views and number of comments. So field should be views, Header name can be views again. Min width can be the same, and flex should be 1. We don't use render cell because we just need to render this value, so we don't want to customize it, and it's just a simple number. So I can do the same for comments, and yeah, that's it. So let's go for our data grid. Yeah, we set the columns, we say page size. For example, in each page we want to have 25 items. Rows per page option can be 25. Checkbox selection, yeah, it can be true because we need some checkboxes next to each item to select it. Auto height should be true, and row height can be 70 pixel. Okay, this is my first tab in my content page. We just need to copy and paste it for other tabs. 2, 3, 4. This one should be 3, 2, 1, and this one, instead of videos, my second tab is for lives. So lives, or I think we named it live. Let me check. Yeah, lives, sorry. This one is for posts. And this one is for playlists. Yeah, we should be ready to go. We just need to define our styles and finish this screen. Let me copy paste it from somewhere else. The style section. Let me close this one. We don't need the tab panel anymore. Okay. Remove this part. What we have page title. What else we have? We don't have anything here, but inside my columns variable, I remember we use some styles, for example, video column, video thumbnail, video details, video title and description. Video details, video title, video description, icon column text, yeah, here icon column again, yeah, we just reused it, yeah, that's it. So let's write some styles for them. Let's start with page style. We just need to add a margin button too. For this one, video column, we should say width can be 120 for video column. Yeah, this box can be 120, but I think it's not necessary because we applied the min width. Oh no, it's min width. Yeah, it's okay. Video thumbnail should be width 120. Video details, font size should be 0.8 rem. Then we need to set a width for it, for example 490. Text overflow, we want to add dots if the text is long, so we have to do this, and we need to set white space to no wrap, otherwise it's not going to work. And overflow should be hidden. We also need to define a hover effect for it, so I'm going to use again hover syntax, same as before. In my object, text decoration should be underline, and cursor should be pointer. I don't want to change the color, just underline and pointer will be enough. For video details, we can set margin left 2, For video title, our text, we need to set font size, we need to set hover effect to be underlined, and if the title is too long, we need to add some dots at the end of it and use ellipsis effect of HTML. So I'm going to use font size 0.8 rem and set a width for it 490. Text overflow should be ellipsis. You have to set white space as well, otherwise it doesn't work. And also overflow should be hidden. And our hover effect, yeah, like this. Set the text decoration to underline, and cursor should be pointer. Cool. Let's go for video description. First, let's set the font size to 0.7 rem. Color can be neutral, normal, to be a bit light. Width can be 490. Text overflow, again, the same thing. Can be ellipsis. White space should be no wrap. White doesn't work. Doesn't matter. Overflow should be hidden. Okay, what else do we have here? Icon column. Yeah, for this icon and icon column text. So let's define some styles for them as well. For icon column, I'm gonna set display to flex. Oh, should be flex, and align items vertically at center. My icon and my text should be at center, so I achieve this in this way. And icon column text, margin left 1, and font size can be 0.9 rem. Okay, we should be good to go, and boom, it doesn't work. What the problem is, we probably forgot to import some stuff. Yeah, first of all, we forgot to import use state. Okay, next one, DataGrid. We did it. Why it doesn't work? DataGrid. Oh, maybe we have some spelling problem. DataGrid. Oh my god, sorry guys. One more time here. Cool. Okay, it seems it's working fine without any errors. Live posts, but here we have just a style issue for our image. The height, or no, the flex doesn't work here. Let me check what the problem is. Should be related to here. Video thumbnail, video column. Oh, that's a mistake. Sorry, I used the same thing for both of them. Video column, we have to say display should be flex. Justify content should be center, and align items as well should be center. Yeah, cool. It works as expected. You can select items. You have pagination feature here. You can sort items, but we don't have anything to sort right now. Maybe we can sort this one. Yeah. And we can go to live post playlist. Cool. That's it. Let's go for the analytics page. Okay, for the analytics page, I'm gonna copy this section because it's almost the same, so we can reuse it. Copy and go into analytics. We can remove this one. We also can copy our imports from this page, typography and tab panel. We also need to import use state. Yeah, we don't need the data grid here anymore. So let me remove this return. Yeah, handle change. this part what the problem is. I think it's issue with VS Code. Let's continue. Yeah, page title. So let's also bring the title style section. Sorry. Yeah, I'm copying it here, pasting it here. Oh, it seems there's a problem here. Yeah, we just need a page title, I think. Let me remove others. Yeah, page title, we have used it here, so we can change it analytics. Cool. And then we will have a same box because we have same tabs, but the tab name are different. So overview, the other one can be content, and the third one audience, and the last one revenue. Yeah, we can keep the IDs, we can keep the tab panels. We just need to remove this data from here. We just add a typography for test. Yeah, and we can replace it for the other sections as well. Copy paste, test 2, the other one test 3, and test 4. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, everything should be fine. Let me just, we have an error, typography already declared. Yeah, so we can remove this one. Okay, cool. We have this item, but this line should be at the top side, not here. Let me see. Yeah, we need to move our tab panels outside this box here. Let me check. Yeah, it's exactly the same as our model. Cool. Let's go for the overview tab. We are going to have a box for overview container. So styles overview container, and then within it I need another box for a stats container, and within it I need some typographies. Variant can be h5, and the text, your channel got 23,084 views in the last 28 days. Cool. And then we should show our chart here, but it's better because the chart is going to have configurations and other code, so I don't want to make this file very big. I'm going to create another file here for overview chart JSX and just import it in the another file, overview chart. Yeah, no need for typography because we are going to complete it right now. Overview chart. Yeah, it's imported, and after that we need a divider to divide it. Divider, yeah, NSX styles divider. So yeah, and we also need to show top videos. Let me show you here. We show the overview chart and then this text and top videos list. So we are going to exactly do this. Here we wrote the text, we added the overview chart, we added the divider line, and after that we can have another component. Let's keep it somewhere else. Top videos list .jsx and top videos list. Yeah, and we can import it here. Top videos list. Cool. And then here we need another box. We can create another component for our real-time box. I mean this box and then this one. Okay, let me create a file. Real-time chart JSX real-time chart. Yeah, and real-time chart. And for this one, we already have it in our dashboard, so we just want to reuse it. That's why this one we build it and put it as a separate component in the beginning of project in the components folder. So I easily can import it. Latest video. Why it doesn't work? Let me just check. Latest video card. Yeah, we have imported correctly. So if it doesn't work, we can import it ourselves from components again. Let me check. Yeah, components, latest video card. So we can have it here. And yeah, that's it. This is for our tab panel, first tab of the analytics page. So let's go and develop. Let me close this one. We need to develop these three actually. First of all, we can work on the overview chart and then go for the rest. For charts, I shared we are going to use ChartJS library. It's very powerful, customizable, well documented. But the issue is it's very hard to use it in React because it's not for React. But there's another library, React ChartJS 2. This library helping us to use ChartJS in React. So we add this library, but for documentation, we should go to the ChartJS org and read it from here because the documentation and the library itself, the core is coming from ChartJS library. Okay, here first of all, I need a state for value, set value, use state. Yeah, and the 0 can be default value. Const handle change function, again the same as previous section because we will have different tabs for our chart like this one. So we can have event new value and set value to new value. Okay, cool. Let's go for the render part. I'm gonna have a box sx styles container, and within it I'm gonna have my tabs. Let me just copy and paste it from here. Yeah, value handle change, but this time for my tabs I'm not gonna have a simple text because we are going to have icon, number, label, and subtitle like this one. So we have to customize our tab component. So we need to use a prop named component, and we can pass a custom component to it instead of our label. So let me create my components outside my function. For example, const views tab head. Here, we cannot use just a simple function for this child component because Material UI says that this component should have access to the child component ref. So we need to forward ref from the children to its parent, but we cannot do it using props. We should use an API that's provided by React named forward ref. Let me import it like this. And forward ref create a component same as other components, but the only difference is it's gonna send the reference or the ref of that component to its parent, so parent can directly access to children. But I don't know why this tab component need to have access, but we have to do this, otherwise we will get warnings and errors inside our console. So let's do this. We first get props, and the second one is ref. So ref is not inside prop. Then we will have we can have another component here to reuse because all these tabs are the same, just the icon is different and the text. So let me create another component inside my analytics folder, name it analytics tab head JSX. And first let's complete this one, analytics tab head. We could also use directly write the component here, but this file is going to be very big if we don't separate it into smaller components. So this one is going to take some props like title, value, icon, subtitle, children, on click, yeah. And here we will have a button from material UI, and we have an onClick prop. We want to send onClick prop to it, and then apply some styles, container, yeah. Let me copy and paste my styles here as well. Yeah, we can paste it here, and container is the first one. And inside my button, I'm gonna have a typography first for the title. So SX styles tab title, and I'm gonna render my title inside this typography. Let me close this one, yeah. And then I can have a box from material UI. SX should be styles tab value row, which actually is the number that we want to use. For example, how many views or how much money you made. So typography SX styles tab value, and then the value. And we also need to show an icon here, so we just render the icon, we send it later from its parent. And then another typography for the subtitle, styles tab subtitle, and render it here from props. Okay, cool. And then children. Okay, yeah, we just need to add some styles to it to complete it. For container, we should define some styles like display should be flex, align items should be center, flex direction should be in a column way, then color should be neutral, normal. Then we want to have a text transform to convert it to capitalize, yeah. Adding vertically 2 units, border should be 1 unit, and border color should be neutral, medium color for borders, yeah. And flex grow should be 1, so we let our component to grow to take the empty spaces. Yeah, what the problem is here, yeah, cool. Let's define tab title. This one should have a font size 0.8 rem and font weight. Font weight should be 500. Then it's time to define our tab value row. It should be display flex because we have 2 children, one for icon and the other one for text. Align items should be center. Then we will have our tab value. We will have a font size. Here I'm checking if the screen size is small, then apply 1 rem. Otherwise, if it's bigger for MD and higher sizes, change it to 1.5 rem. So this is kind of responsive code that we easily can do it in material UI way. Otherwise, we have to define media queries, repeat this tab title class and change it. But material UI library helping me to just with 1 line of code define it. I need to set the color to neutral main, and margin right should be 1. One more item is left, which is tab subtitle. Yeah, this one also should have a font size 0.6 rem. It's 5, not 6. Again, sorry. Font style should be italic, and text transform, everything should be in lowercase. Yeah, and display should be, if it's small screen, for example tablet or phone, don't show it. It's not necessary for user to see the subtitle, but if it's bigger device size, show it. Okay, cool, my component is ready, but only one thing is left. I'm gonna explain to you later what it is. Let's first go ahead. Here we said, yeah, we use forward ref to create a component, and we are going to use this component that we made it. Okay, let's do this. Analytics, tab, head. Yeah, we're gonna apply, send all the props to it, and let's set the title prop. It should be views. Icon should be arrow, drop down, circle, sharp. I got it from Material UI library, and value can be, for example, 21.4K views, and subtitle, for example, can be 700 less than usual. Yeah, what the problem is here, let me check. Yeah, this one, yeah, is additional. Yeah, and then close it. We don't need it. Okay, cool. Let me just paste it here, use it for the others as well for now to show you how does it look like. Of course we should have some errors, otherwise it's not natural. Let me see, no errors, but it doesn't work. Okay, top video list is not defined. Yeah, we forgot for top video list. First, let's have a typography for now. Top videos. Yeah, we have imported as well. Real-time chart. Yeah, this one as well. This time a lot of errors. Box is undefined in overview chart. Let me import box. Oh, sorry, it's from icons. Let me import it here. We just can copy and paste it from here. Okay, cool. As you can see, we have our tabs and top videos, real-time chart, and this card is added correctly, but we want to have different colors for this icon, and sometimes it should be toward up, sometimes toward down. So let's also proceed with it. Let me copy and paste it for the other items as well. So the second one should be for watch time, tab, head, and this one title should be watch time, and this one we have to change it. We actually, oh sorry, we need to rotate it, so, and change the color. So I can set the color green so easily, and for rotating it to upside, I just set transform to rotate 180 degree. Yeah, that's it. And let's change the values, for example 427 more than usual, and this one should be for subscribers, tab head, subscribers For this one, we can say we just keep it. Oh, we can have a check icon like this one. So let's do this. Check circle icon, or yeah, should be check circle icon, not grid. Let me just import it. Yeah, we can import it like this. And just set the color to green. Value can be plus 140 and can be about the same as usual. Okay, fine. And the last one is revenue tab head. It can be revenue. This one, yeah, the same, but we need to rotate it and set the color. So let me just copy and paste from here. And the value can be $240 0.2, and subtitle can be, for example, yeah, let's change it just to more, but it's not usual. 700 is more than 240, so let's make it 70. Okay, cool. Now we can replace them. Let me just copy and paste it. Watch time, subscribers, and revenue. Okay, we have a shoe with the icon. Let me copy and paste it in the code. Yeah, like this. Okay, cool. This section is the same as we wanted it to be, just we have a typing issue, but everything else is okay. Let me fix this one, and we can go ahead with our chart. Should be located underneath these tabs. Okay, now we can reuse our tab panel that we previously created for another page. Tab panel value should be value of my state index. For the first tab should be 0, and margin top should be 0. The default value is 4, but we don't need margin value here, so I'm setting it to 0 to be off. Then we can have a box and set some styles to it. Styles main chart, and then we will have a line component from ChartJS library, actually React ChartJS, but not this one. Let me check. No, it's not here, so I can import it directly from here. Import line from React ChartJS 2. Just let me see if we already installed this library or no. Package JSON React chart. No, we haven't installed it, so we can easily install it here. Yarn add React chart JS 2. Okay, let's continue. It will be installed. Yeah, and then here I will have my line component, and there are two important props that we should provide to this component. The first one is options, which we should create these options somewhere else because they are big. So I'm going to create another file for configuration of my charts. Let's name it chart configs.jsx. And for example, we can export, or let's have, yeah, export const. Let me see what we can name it. We can say main chart options. So yeah, and then the second one is data. So we will have a function in that file as well, get main chart data, and we call it to each time we get our fresh data for our chart. So let's also create this function, export count, my function. Oh, sorry. Yeah, but before going to these two variables, I'm going to initiate the ChartJS library. We should do it in this way. You can copy it from its documentation. I'm going to copy and paste it for you here. So we first imported this data, category scale, linear scale, point element, and these items that we are going to use in our chart. And we should use ChartJS register function. And we also imported faker from faker.js library to make some fake data for us to show in our charts. Now let's define our options for our main chart. First of all, it should be responsive. So responsive should be true. If you don't know what are these options, you can easily go to the ChartJS documentation. Where is, yeah, we can go to get started. And then inside the configuration section, you can see we can have type, data, options, plugins, and other stuff. For example, let me see, responsive. Yeah, for this one, you can set responsive true, maintain a spec ratio. Yeah, all this stuff is documented here very well. You can read it, but I'm going to explain to you, no worries. So first of all, we made it responsive, and we also have to set maintain aspect ratio to false in order to be able to resize our chart when the screen size changes. We also need to set plugins to, we need to set legend off because we are not going to use it. So legend display false. Whenever you want to disable any component of this chart library, you can use it in this way and set the display false. For example, I want to turn off the chart title, so I do exactly the same to set it off. And then after the plugin section, I'm gonna work on the x-axis and y-axis. I can do a scales, and then for y-axis, I can define begin at 0 to true, and position should be on the right side because our default value is left, so everything will be started from the left side of the chart, but I want it to be on the right side, same as YouTube. So the other thing is ticks or the labels underneath the chart. For example, this data, let me show you this one. Yeah, we want to we don't want to show all of them, so I set max ticks limit to just 6 items instead of having a lot of items in this. But this one is for Y. I mistakenly said this one. It should be for this one. Yeah, we should do the same for the x-axis as well. Grid should be false, so I can set display false to don't show the grid because we don't need any grid, just the horizontal line is enough for us, so we turn the grid off. And ticks can be again max ticks limit should be 3 and align inner. Then we should turn off points, set it false, and let me just not continue, and elements. For this one, we are going to save again point style should be false, and we are going to change line style, border color should be RGB 95, 158, and 199. This is my color code for my chart fill true. So when I set the fill true, this part become colorful, otherwise it's gonna be white. So it should be true for my project. And border width should be 1.5. This is for this border, so we set the width to 1.5. And then we need some data for days. We will have 28 days here. As you can see, if I keep the mouse here, you will see February 8th, January 26th, and yeah. So for this one, I'm gonna copy and paste it here for you to have it. And then for the data section, I'm gonna use this one. So we should return an object. First of all, labels should be my days, and data sets should be an array. We have one only object. Label should be value data. For each day we will have a value here in this chart, so we are going to use Faker.js for this one. First of all, days.map. To generate it, we need to go one by one of each day and ask Faker data type number to generate a number between mean 600 to, for example, maximum 1000. Later you can read this data from backend. Yeah, and background color should be RGBA 161, 207, 237, and 0.5 as my alpha. And animation should be false because I don't need any animation for my chart. If you want, you can keep it on. Okay, what the problem is here, yeah, we have to close this one, and yeah, so it should be ready. Let me just check everything. Main chart options, yeah, and get main charts data, and we can close our line and then go to see if it's working fine or no. Yeah, import ChartJS from, yeah, maybe something is missing here. Let me check. Oh, we also forgot to install ChartJS. Yeah, add ChartJS. Okay, cool. Let me just refresh it. Faker is not installed. Oh, I thought we have installed it, so let me install it as well. Okay, we need to define our styles inside our overview chart component. We still didn't define it yet, so let me copy and paste it from somewhere else and add it here. Overview chart, yeah, and let me close this one to see what options do we have here. Oh, styles container first of all, and main chart. For my container, I'm gonna have margin top 4 and set the width to 100% to take every space that we have in our parent. And for this one, I'm gonna set height to 250, and border should be 1. Border color should be neutral, medium. Padding top should be 4. Border top, we don't need to show any border at top. And border radius can be 1 unit. Yeah, let's see. It seems the errors are gone. Cool. And yeah, we have our chart working fine. Yeah, we have everything here. Cool, but we should copy and paste this chart for the other tabs as well. So I'm gonna copy and paste it for the others. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. Now we have different charts because each time we generate random data, So the chart is going to be changed, but if you have your backend, you should fetch data when the page loads and show the appropriate data correctly. Okay, let's go for the real-time chart, and then we can go for the top video section. So I don't need it for now. Let me close our view section. We need chart configuration file. We don't need package.json. Analytics tab head, we don't need it anymore. Real-time chart and this one. First of all, we need a card component and set the SX, styles, real-time, stats, card, and then my card content. And we will have a box here. Typography should be card title, real-time, and then we will have another box, x equals to styles, update live row, and we will have an icon, circle, icon. No, it doesn't work. Let me just copy and paste this one as well. Yeah, circle icon, x styles dot icon or circle icon, doesn't matter. And my color text, actually it should be text color or color text. Let me check. Color text. Wait, why it doesn't work? Making me crazy. Import color text from components folder, color text. Yeah, and color should be neutral, normal, and then we will have our typography. Variant should be H7, and let me copy and paste it here and set the text updating live. Okay, cool. After this part, this is actually for this one, updating live. Then we need to show subscriber count, the label, and this stuff, and finally the chart. So I'm gonna create a divider here for line. Yeah, 6 styles divider. Yeah, and then a typography, 6 value text. Oh, sorry, styles.value text. For example, 4,144 for my number of subscribers, and we will have another typography with variant H7, and this one should be colorful, so color text color should be neutral, normal. Yeah, and we should write subscribers here, and then we can like copy and paste this part because it's the same for the other part. Yeah, another divider, then we will have value text here, and we will have, let me close this one. Let me change this one first, for example 1786, and we use last 48 hours. Cool. And then we will have another typography, no, sorry, we will have a box for real-time chart, styles real-time chart. Yeah, and we will have this time a bar component from ChartJS. Cool. Options and data here, and let's finish this component. We just need to have a link, typography, variant should be link, and see more. Okay, cool. Let's first write our styles here as well. It should be here, yeah. So we will have first of all a real-time stats card. Margin button should be 2, yeah, correct. Update live row, display should be flex, and align items should be center. Then we will have our dot icon. It should be width to 10 pixels only, and color should be primary, normal color to have a blue color, and margin right to the text, it should be 1 unit. Then we will have our divider as always, margin vertically to value text should be font size 1.3 rem, font weight should be 400, and finally real-time chart, we need to set a height for it. Height, 70, and margin top 4. Okay, the only thing which is left is the chart. So let's go into the chart config file again and define it here underneath this one. This is my data. It's minus 48 hours till now. So I'm gonna have export const real-time chart data. It's going to be an object, same as always. Label should be real-time chart data. Sorry, real-time chart labels, not data. And data sets should be label, should be views, and data we should use fake.js again. First real-time chart labels .map, and an arrow function here, faker data type number, min can be 30 to max 90, and background color can be RGB 95, 158, 199. And then let's export our const real-time chart options. It should be another time an object, so we can copy and paste some part of it to reuse it. Don't write it again from scratch. So it should be responsive, it should be false, and we need to also set the labels. We haven't, so let's set labels to real-time chart labels. And in the plugin section we have to turn them off again. In the scale section for Y scale we should set the begin at 0 true and display should be false, because we don't need to show anything in the y-axis. As you can see, there is nothing here. And in the x-axis I need to turn off the grid, and for ticks, because I need to render like this minus 48, only I need to render the first and last item, not all of them. So I need a different technique here. I need a callback prop. So this is a function, and in this function I can check and render the ticks. So index, I'm gonna check if index equals to 0 or index equals to 47, because we have 48 items. Then real-time chart labels index. It means that the value will be first of all minus 48 and now, and for other items we don't need to render anything, so I'm gonna return null. Okay, cool. Let's add a comma here, and we don't need this one anymore. We actually need align, but we don't need this one. We can change it to auto skip false. So if we want to use callback, we have to set auto skip to false, otherwise it doesn't work. We don't need point because this chart doesn't have any point. And yeah, we can remove them and import them here. Real-time chart options and real-time chart data. Yeah, it should be fine. Let me check. Seems we have issues. Again, we forgot. Yeah, it's for more than 10 times that I forgot to import box, which component, real-time chart. Have we imported this one? Yeah, just the box one. Again, another thing. Next dataset.map is not a function. Maybe we have some issues in our data. Let me check. Oh, actually, we forgot that we should put them in brackets. It should be an array, so I think the issue is here. So let me see. Yeah, we don't have any errors anymore. Yeah, it's working fine, but it should be located at the right side of this element. So let me apply it. We should go to the analytics page. And yeah, here we have, yeah, we need to define these styles to apply it. So do we have page title here? Yes. So let's define this one. What else we've got? Yeah, stats container. Cool. Anything else? Divider. We could make divider a component and use it everywhere instead of defining style all the time. But we didn't. Yeah. So for our view container, I'm gonna set display to grid and grid template columns should be, if it's medium size, then only one column and it should be 1FR. Otherwise, if it's bigger, it should be 2 columns. First one 1FR to use all the space, and the other one should be 300 pixels, so it will be first 300 pixel and then the left space will be reserved for the first column, and we can define some gap between columns, 2 units, and justify content should be center. Let me see. Yeah, it's applied, but we have a scroll here. It shouldn't be like this. Let me define stats. BG color should be neutral, light. Display should be flex. Align items should be center, and flex direction should be column. And finally, for divider, we can say margin vertically should be 4. Okay, the only issue here is the horizontal scroll. No, it's gone. Maybe it was an issue. Yeah, it's not here anymore. Okay, we were lucky that it's resolved. Let me refresh again to see if it's working fine or not. Yeah, but there's a problem. If you, let me show you. If I resize it to smaller size, like this one, it doesn't respond to width change, and we set it to be responsive, but there is an issue with this library, and I found the only fix is we should go to our CSS file and apply this inside this file for our canvas and set width to be 100%, and important to override it. And after that, you will see it's working properly and it's now responsive and the issue is gone. Cool. Yeah, we should now go for the top video section, and let's create this part as well. Okay, let's open the file for, where was it? It was here, I think. Yeah, top videos. Let me close these two, and yeah, we will have some mark data, rows, thumbnail, name, average video duration, and views, same as the dashboard section if you remember. And we will going to use another component of Material UI, which is table. So first of all, I need a box. Let me import it this time, otherwise I'm gonna forget it. SX is going to be a styles container, and then we will have a typography as always. Variant should be H6, and you will have a text, your top content in this period. And then we will have table container from Material UI, and SX is going to be a styles table container, and component should be paper. Yeah, and then inside it I'm gonna have my table. Let me import this one as well, and my table going to have a table head, and inside my table head I'm gonna have my table row like this, then table cell. Oh yeah, and then for example content for the first cell, for the second one table cell again, we can align it as right, and average video duration. And let me copy, let me close this one, I always forget. And this one can be views. So yeah, table row is closed, table head is done. Then let's go for our table body. Yeah, and then we can have our rows here. So I'm gonna have a map function on my rows array, not rows. Yeah, and I'm gonna get my row and print it using table row function, and we should specify key for each row. So I'm gonna set row.name, or better to have an ID for it. And then we will have table cell for the first cell, and we set the component to be th component in HTML, if you remember, styles dot content cell. And then I'm gonna have a box here, X for my thumbnail, so styles dot video, let me a bit scroll, yeah, video thumbnail, and component should be img, and rc can be row dot thumbnail. Okay, cool. Then we will have row.name next to it. We later set flex in order to show them next to each other. So this is for my table cell. It should be correct. Yeah, let's go for another table cell. This one should be aligned to the right. And now row.average video duration, and let me just copy paste it for the other one, which is for views. And yeah, so now we can have our styles. Let me copy it from here, paste it here. Yeah, we don't have page title in this component. Why it doesn't work? Let me remove this one. So we will have a container, and for my container, margin top should be 4, width should be 100% to fill all the area, text align, for that text should be center, and table container should be margin top 8 to have some spacing between my text and my table, and content cell display, as I said, should be flex, and align items should be center. Then let's go for video thumbnail. Width should be 100%. We have to have a max width, otherwise it's going to be so big. So I set it to 100 pixels, and margin right, it can be 1 unit. So yeah, I think we covered everything. Video thumbnail, content cell. Yeah, let me just see. Yeah, cool, it's working as expected. Let me compare it with this one. Is everything okay? Yeah, it seems cool. Let's go for the last part. We can have for content reuse this part, this top videos list for this, just not to be empty. Latest, no, this one. Yeah, so yeah, we will have this data. We can later extend it to have more items in each tab. Now you can continue it on yourself, but let's go for the customization part, which is kind of a small part of this project. I'm gonna open my customization component. Where is it? Yeah, here, and let's make it. In the customization section, we also have this tab system, so I can copy and paste it from analytics section or content section, doesn't matter. So let me, I don't need this part, just this section should be reused. Use state should be imported, and here let me just copy and paste everything, then we remove unnecessary elements. Let me copy the import section, otherwise we're gonna get into a lot of errors. Yeah, and let's do the styles as well here. Do we have page title? Yeah, we should have. And this time is customization. We could have this one as a separate style in our styles, but we didn't do this. Let's keep it as is. And our tabs should be layout and branding and basic info. We have only 3 tabs, so let me remove the last one. We should also import tab panel from here. Yeah, and we need to remove DataGrids from here. We can have just a typography for now. 1, 2, 3. And yeah, I think it should work for now. Let me go to browser. So we have one error, typography already defined. So yeah, we made a mistake again. Okay, but the line is not correct. So yeah, we have to move this part again outside this box, and everything will be fine, as you can see. Build the first tab. We are going to have a typography first. Yeah, and variant should be H6, and then we can have video spot light, and then we will have another typography with variant H7, and we can write like add a video to the top of your channel home page. Yeah, and we should change the color, so we are going to use the color text component. Why it doesn't auto import? Again, we have to import it manually or just copy it from somewhere else. We don't have it here, out of luck. Import color text from components color text. Yeah, let me close this one. So the color should be neutral, normal, and then we will have the box for a row. So I'm gonna name it styles row container, and inside my box I'm gonna have one icon for this one, actually this icon. So I just can copy and paste it. Video rounded icon, and SX should be styles row icon. We are going to reuse it later, and we will have a box SX equals to styles second column, and in this column we will have a typography first with variant H6, and we can write channel trailer for people who haven't subscribed. Cool. And the other one, typography again, variant should be smaller, so I'm gonna use H7, and this one should be another color, color text. Color should be neutral, normal, same as the top one. And now we can write share a preview of your channel shown with people who haven't subscribed yet. Yeah, cool. And then after this box I'm gonna have another text, typography SX for my link, so I'm gonna name it row link, and variant should be as always link, and add button. Yeah, let's close typography. Cool. And now we can copy and paste this row and just change the icon movie filter rounded icon. It should be row icon, and we can just change the text here to be featured video for returning subscribers. No need for that. And this one can be highlight a video for your subscribers to watch. This video won't be shown again at the top of your page for subscribers who have watched it. Cool. And then we will have this add link, and we can have something like nothing yet here, and again the same for here. And let's go for our styles to define them. First of all, we need tab header. No. First of all, we need row container, so it should take all the space, so 100%, and max width I want it to don't be bigger than 900 pixels. Border should be 1. Border color can be neutral, medium. Border radius can be 1. Margin top can be 2. Padding can be 2. And what I'm doing, sorry guys, let me fix this one. Why this one has an error? It's not a problem. Border should be 1. Oh, we forgot this one. Padding should be 2, display should be flex, and all the items should be aligned at the first. So align items should be flex start to be at the first. And what else we have? We have row icon. Font size should be 40. It's gonna be very big. Actually, it's for icon, so we don't change the font size of text. We are changing it for icons. So in this way, we can increase the font size of icons. And color for my icon going to be neutral but normal. And we will have, let me check, yeah, second column. Margin left should be 1, and the link, row link should be margin left to auto, so it's gonna stick to the rightest part of its parent. There's a problem here, styles, yeah, I forgot, sorry, styles, we forgot to change this one. Yeah, here you are, we have our layout page ready. We have analytics, content, dashboard. Let me see if it's fully responsive or no. So I'm gonna go to this mode, then make it smaller. Yeah, and we can have our side menu. We can go to content section. Yeah, and analytics section. So we should have 1 column. Perfect. And finally, the last one, because we don't have a space here, we cannot see it. Customization, and this section is actually better than the YouTube panel itself because it's fully responsive. That one, as I shared in the beginning of video, doesn't have this responsibility feature. So yeah, that's it. It took a lot of hours for me to build this project, record it, edited a lot of stuff going on when I want to make a video. And I expect you guys, if you enjoyed it, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful for you. You can go ahead and continue it. You can add more features, add it to your portfolio, and start building your own application using React and the knowledge that I shared with you in this video. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys again. See you in the next videos.